It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you. Happy Thursday. It's already Thursday. It feels like this week, I don't know. On one hand, it feels long. On the other hand, we're already at Thursday. So I don't know. Maybe it's.
I feel like it went by quickly.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. It's exciting. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Here's some news. The Greene County Sheriff's Department is investigating the death of an infant. The child was in the care of an in-home daycare this week when the baby stopped breathing. CPR was performed and the infant was taken to the hospital where the baby died. An autopsy is being performed to determine exact cause of death. It's terrible. The parents of a 2-year-old girl are now charged with kidnapping her during a supervised visit to Wonders of Wildlife. That kidnapping led to an Amber Alert being issued earlier this week. The parents, who do not have custody of the child, took the girl out an employee exit and drove away. They were later arrested in Polk County after a short police chase.
Yeah, that was an ordeal. Glad that the child is okay. 2 ATMs were hit by thieves overnight in different cities. Thieves are still on the loose, by the way. Police say it's not the first time they've gotten away with robbing ATMs. Burglarizing, I guess I should say. They apparently steal heavy machinery first, then they use it to break open the ATMs. This week, they targeted teller machines in Versailles and in Greenview, and in the past, they've hit Rolla. So this is well thought out, apparently, well planned, because they've gotten away with it more than once.
Yep.
As scheduled, we told you about this. The state of Missouri carried out an execution this week as the sentence for a crime carried out 18 years ago. The man who murdered his cousin and her husband in their home with their daughter sleeping in the next room was put to death by lethal injection. The U.S. Supreme Court denied Brian Dorsey's appeals last minute, and Governor Parson denied a stay of execution.
Yep. Wow. And then we told you last week, but they're going to be setting an execution date in the next 90 days for Christopher Collings. So a couple of Missouri inmates. The Missouri legislature is moving to deny state funding to organizations that provide abortions. The biggest, of course, Planned Parenthood, which provides abortions in other states. Most abortions have been illegal in Missouri, though, since 2022. The state Senate passed the bill, which now moves back to the House of Representatives. Meanwhile, the state of Missouri is giving out $5 million in grants to first responders. The money will be spent on emergency and police vehicles, as well as other equipment like police body cams and firefighter gear. Several Ozarks police chiefs and fire departments are recipients of those grants.
And that's COVID money. That's more COVID money than the state.
Oh, man.
God from the federal government. It's crazy. Following last week's election, the Springfield Public Schools Board of Education has chosen its new president and vice president. Danielle Kincaid was voted in as president, and Judy Bruner was named vice president. Excuse me. I felt that coming in my throat the whole time.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah. It's like allergy season, man. I mean, we got over the cold, but now it does feel like allergies.
Yeah, every now and then it just gets you. Okay. What was rumored and then reported is now reality. John Calipari is the new head basketball coach over at the University of Arkansas. He stepped away, as you know, from his same role at Kentucky following another early exit from the NCAA tournament that doesn't go over well with fans in Kentucky. Calipari signed a 5-year deal with Arkansas. He's making $7 million a season.
What?
Yeah. Arkansas must have some money to spend. Well, I know they desperately want another championship. And Calipari, I don't know, maybe the guy to do it. He's led 6 teams to the Final Four. And, Arkansas
I thought you actually misspoke. I was giving you an opportunity to correct yourself.
No, he's making $7 million.
You said a season.
Correct.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's basketball. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's it's the donors coming through with money. You know
Yeah,
that.
but
You went to Oklahoma State and had
yes,
a fairly
Mr.
wealthy donor do
Mr.
some
Boone
things there.
Pickens.
Boone Pickens, T.
Listen, I
Boone.
played in a 4-man scramble with Boone Pickens.
I am aware.
So
I'm aware.
what? All right. Not great news for your family budget. You may already know this because you still feel those high prices at the gas pump and buying groceries. Inflation is up in March for the third month in a row. Not only does that mean less money for you to spend, perhaps, but also to save because you're spending more on groceries and whatnot. But it also means interest rate cuts will likely be delayed. In March, prices climbed 3.5% over the same time period last year, and above 3.2% in February.
Well, you think about that, just that stat, 3.5% over the same time last year. It's not like last year was
good.
normal.
Right. Yes.
Last year was already inflated prices over the last couple of years. So now 3.5% over last year's inflated prices.
Yeah.
Man.
So the biggest price increase apparently are in housing and gasoline.
Yeah, I could see that. Gas is $3 a gallon now.
Yeah, it's been $3.09 it seems for several days. Well, actually, it was $3.09 here, but I traveled over the weekend and it was $3.19. So elsewhere.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like we're just getting used to it now at $3 because there used to be news story when it would get around $3, there'd be news stories about it. And then it went down a little bit. And lately I haven't seen anything about the high price of gas, but it's brutal.
Well, and housing is crazy too with interest rates and whatnot. But okay. Tickets go on sale today for this year's St. Jude Dream Home. It is located on Aaron Avenue in South Springfield near Weaver and Farm Road 135. Its estimated value, more than $600,000. No more than 11,500 tickets will be sold for the raffle. So you got 11,500 people, and you could be one of them. Somebody's got to win it.
Yeah, I mean, those
Tickets
are really good odds.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too, like, compared to the lottery. I mean, come on. It's not even in the same league.
Yeah.
Tickets are $100. Now, this makes the 20th year, by the way, for the Dream Home giveaway in Springfield. And over that time, nearly $13 million has been raised for St. Jude.
Yeah, it's a cool thing they do every year. The contractors donate the time, sometimes the materials as well. It depends. But then they bring in money on people who buy tickets. They give away the Dream Home, and St. Jude's gets the money to do good for kids. So it's a neat thing.
It is. Yeah,
And
I got to know St. Jude a lot better last year when I did the marathon weekend.
Right.
And I had never done that there before. And it was like, what an amazing little...
Memphis?
Yeah.
Memphis, yeah.
But it was just so well done. And you got to meet some patients and survivors on like the whole route, the whole run. There were like pictures like on big banners of like different patients. And what was cool is like you would see them on 1 mile and they would be undergoing treatment. And you could tell by looking at them whether they didn't have hair or just kind of like looked hollowed out. And then you'd run a little bit and then you would see their like current picture. Just so, vibrant and I don't know, just
cool.
neat. Yeah. So
yeah, that's neat. Yeah, St. Jude does incredible work. They really do.
Yeah, it does.
So maybe get yourself a dream home. I don't know.
There you go.
We've known some people who have lived in the dream home, and it's cool. They do a nice job.
Oh wait, who lived? Yeah, sorry. I know a young man, I should say. I think he's still in college, but Cross. Who is it? Cubics, I think. Anyway, he lived at St. Jude, so we went by his old house. But you mean lived in an actual house that was built?
Yeah, they won the dream home, or they bought it from whoever won the dream home.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, get your tickets. Check that out. Anything else? I think that's it. We got some rain yesterday. Should be dry today, so that's exciting. And I mean, we needed the rain, but I always like to be outside, so fun for me when it's not raining.
Yeah, it was dreary yesterday. We should get more sunshine today.
Okay.
right.
Wake Up Weather with Abby is in 30 seconds. So check that out. And thanks for joining us.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Thursday. We are waking up with temperatures in the upper 40s, and we're pretty much done with that rain chance. However, there's a lot of low, thick cloud cover, waking up to thick clouds in most places and a wind that will be hard not to notice. Things are breezy already this morning. So even though temperatures are about 48 degrees as of 5 o'clock in the morning, it's feeling more like 40 in places because we've got a northwest wind gusting to 30 miles an hour this morning. And that breeze is going to intensify as we head through the course of the afternoon. We're seeing this pressure gradient really tighten up across the country, and it's resulting in these high winds for us here in the Ozarks. It'll be a little bit cooler today, high temperatures in the low 60s, factor in the winds. It's not going to be a very pleasant day to be outdoors, but just hang on. I've got much better weather in the extended forecast. If we can hang on, well, I think you're going to be rewarded because temperatures are looking great by Friday and the weekend. Across the country, the big story today is all out on the East Coast. That's where most of the action is in relation to a very powerful low pressure system that this morning is centered kind of right between the state lines of Illinois and Indiana. It's a very powerful storm system, and we're on the backside of it, meaning that we're getting the northwest winds that are very strong. It's still keeping our temperature cool. The trend today, as that storm system moves to the east, will be to clear our sky here in the Ozarks. So even though we're starting with some very thick cloud cover, I think we do see the sunshine break through. That happens late today, and temperatures warm to the low 60s, but the northwest wind, it's not going anywhere. In fact, I think it could gust to 40 later today. A sustained wind from 15 to 25 miles an hour today. It'll add a bit to the wind chill factor all day. Keep that in mind. And with gusts to 40 miles an hour, what we've also got are really low relative humidity values today. We're talking like 30% relative humidity. That's going to mean elevated fire danger in the forecast. And I think we hold on to these elevated fire weather conditions today, tomorrow, and maybe even into Saturday of this weekend. In these types of conditions, fires can spread rapidly, so outdoor burning is discouraged on a day like this. Travel may also become difficult for high-profile vehicles, so keep that in mind if you're going to be hitting the roads today. The wind coming from the northwest, very strong. We're talking gusts to 40. So it's going to be a blustery day out there across the Ozarks with maximum wind gusts near 40 miles an hour. I expect that we will have much improved weather moving into the region by tomorrow. Not only do the winds settle down, but the sunshine is back for us, and our temperature will respond to that sunshine and low relative humidity, with numbers making their way to 70 degrees on Friday. We're in the 80s by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. Either side of 80 degrees on Saturday. By the time we get to Sunday, I think we're in the mid 80s. Dare I say hot across the Ozarks, but I think a lot of folks will be outdoors doing their spring planting this weekend. It does look like a really nice weekend for that. Temperatures are going to remain pretty mild next week, but I see the next best opportunity for showers and thunderstorms to return for the early and mid parts of next week. So I'm having us dry for the rest of the day today through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then rain returns by Monday of next week. It's looking like a gorgeous weekend, though. If you don't have outdoor plans, make some. It's going to be too nice to miss out on. It will be breezy on Saturday. I will give you that, but a perfect day to fly a kite. I think we'll have the sunshine. Winds on Saturday could gust to 35 miles an hour, so you'll notice that. Breezy on Sunday, but not as windy, with winds gusting to 25 on Sunday, and that is the warmer of the two. My current high temperature forecast for Sunday is 83 degrees in Springfield. Really warm, really nice across the Ozarks. I expect that we will see some nice conditions for many other parts of the country today too. That's for the central and western United States. But around the country, what's making headlines, I told you about that really powerful low pressure system. It's causing heavy rain, high wind for much of the eastern United States today. And there's a severe weather threat today for much of the southeast, portions of Florida, as well as the upper Ohio River Valley. That's where we're going to see some severe weather reports later today. I also have high winds and widespread to moderate heavy rainfall expected for the eastern seaboard. That's really going to increase tonight through Friday morning. So anybody traveling, heading to the East Coast, early heads up for you. They're starting their weekend on kind of a rainy note. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question today. This one, everybody's got a bit of a different answer, but what do you think the official answer from sleep.org is? Here's the question. Sleep.org says it should ideally take you how many minutes to fall asleep at bedtime? The options were A, 10, B, 15 to 20, or 5 to 20, C, 10 to 15, or D, 10 to 20 minutes. If you guess D, 10 to 20 minutes, that is the correct answer. I don't know. That seems like an inaccurate range for me. For me, I go to bed, I'm either asleep within 2 minutes of my head hitting the pillow, or I'm like awake for hours and can't fall asleep. But that 10 to 20 minute range is the sweet spot. That's according to sleep.org. The average person should fall asleep within 10 to 20 minutes of lying down and turning the light off. Tips for falling asleep. We all know these, but we don't maybe practice them. Staying away from the blue light and the screens before bed, getting ample amounts of exercise that day, and not eating too late. Apparently, if you follow those rules, you will fall asleep in 10 to 20 minutes. Hopefully, closer to the 10 side. All right, here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Parents.com says only what percent of babies arrive on their due dates? What do you think? A, 5%, B, 10%, C, 15%, or D, 20%? Did your baby arrive on their due date? Mine, one did not. You can submit your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Don't forget, this week we have an awesome prize that we are giving away. It's a pair of tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals game on May 5th. They're brought to you by Around the Ozarks and 105.1 The Bull, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals radio. So make sure you head on over to the website, submit your guess there. We also have the forecast covered for you at the website. You can find that at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hold on to your hats if you're heading out the door. High temperature, 63 degrees, strong northwest wind all day, staying rain-free. And I think by late in the afternoon, we'll see the sunshine back in the Ozarks, setting us up for a nice weekend ahead. We'll chat tomorrow.